Welcome to Weeping Willow Homestead and another What We Eat for Dinner in a Week. In these videos, I show you how I try to combine inexpensive Aldi groceries with food that we are blessed with from the food pantry to make hopefully well-balanced, well-rounded meals. As a family, we generally eat low carb because my husband and I have to for health reasons. And as the sole cook in the house, it is just easier for me to make one meal than to try to short order cook it. But sometimes you'll see variations to that, and I'll explain as we go. So, tonight is not Monday night. The end of last week, I had a setback in my digestion, just ate one too many unsafe foods. My digestive system is healing, but it is a slow process. You know, lungs and stomach are usually the slowest to heal. So, that's fine. I recognized what I did wrong and am feeling considerably better. But because of that, I just did not feel great yesterday. By the end of the day, I was very tired and had no motivation to make dinner, and I wasn't sure what I was going to make. I kind of had some things planned, but nothing, like major. So my husband was home, and I asked him to run to a local gas station and get chicken tenders. And I made a couple boxes of mac and cheese and a couple cans of peas for the kids and called it good. I ate some leftovers, and my husband kind of snacked on whatever, so, no big deal. He can eat heavy carb meals. He's doing it more for weight loss and getting his blood pressure under control. I do it because I am a type 2 diabetic, so I can't indulge in a heavy carb meal. So he was able to eat some of dinner last night. He just kind of picked the breading off the chicken kind of thing. So I did not film that because I did not feel great and because it was not a wow meal by any stretch of the imagination. Tonight's isn't really either, but so tonight I had planned to do tacos, and once again my kids were like, I don't want tacos. And one of them said, can we do breakfast for dinner? And I had this on the menu for later on this week. So I was like, yep, let's go for it. So this is scrambled eggs with cheese, some sausage links that we had gotten from the food pantry, I don't know, last month. And they've been hanging out. They were uncooked sausage links, so they weren't something that we could quickly pull out for breakfasts. I had intended at some point in time to go ahead and cook the whole package and throw them cooked back in the freezer so that kids could pull out a couple and make them for breakfast, and I just never did get around to that, so I fixed them all tonight. If there's any leftovers, I will throw the extras in the freezer. These were the Danishes that we picked up last week from the food pantry. Well, not I picked them up. The guy threw them in my cart. So I had just tucked those in the freezer. I took them out, thawed them on the counter for a little while, and then put them in the toaster oven on bake. I don't know, the 15 minutes that it took me to make dinner, or taking me to make dinner. So they are heated through and not frozen anymore. And then after they're done eating, if they're still hungry and have eaten everything, then I told them they could come in and get a piece of fruit. We've got some bananas, some apples. I think there's one pear, some frozen blueberries, that kind of thing. So I don't like eating breakfast for dinner because I eat breakfast for breakfast every morning. I have some kind of eggs for breakfast every morning. So I really don't want to have breakfast for dinner. So I made myself something that sounded really good and have been craving it for a while. This is some cut up chicken, leftover chicken, about 3 cherry tomatoes that I just diced, some zucchini noodles, some pesto, some garlic, some mozzarella cheese. I mean, super simple. It got a little overcooked, but that's okay because I don't mind that it's a little creamy. And I am just going to dip that up into a bowl and enjoy. That just sounded so fresh with the pesto and not terribly heavy and easy on the tummy. And yeah, it just sounded good. So, all right. A nice, easy Tuesday dinner. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Wednesday night, and tonight's dinner is brought to you by whatever. I made tonight's meal what we were supposed to have on Tuesday, and so I didn't really have anything planned, and we went to the food pantry today and we got the chicken nuggets, and I was like, yeah, let's just roll with that. So I cooked both boxes of the chicken nuggets. You guys will have seen that video already. With that, I had this box of wontons? Dumplings. Dumplings in the freezer, and they had been in there for a while, so I pulled those out. I just never had a meal that they fit with, and they don't really fit with this one either, but you know, let's just do it. 2 convenience foods, why not? This is leftover mac and cheese from Monday, along with the leftover peas from Monday, and I just added another can of peas to that to make them go a little bit further. For me, I'm going to have the same thing I had last night, because it was delicious and I want to. So yeah, that is I'm tired and I'm ready to be done with the day. So we'll see you tomorrow. It is Thursday night, and tonight we are having soup and bread. This is like my favorite soup, and so I will make it several times throughout the winter. Just a cheesy ham and broccoli soup. So I had about 2 cups of ham that was diced from that spiral ham that I bought from Aldi on discount. And I did that, a couple of small onions, 1 very large crown of broccoli, and I cooked that in about 1.5 cups of bone broth. I wanted it to be creamy and thick, so I didn't want to add a whole lot of liquid to it. When that was done, I did want this to be thick and creamy. So if you need to eat low carb, get this xanthan gum. It is a thickening agent, and it's pretty low carb. It's less than 1 gram for 1/4 of a teaspoon. And for this entire pot, I did about 3/4 of a teaspoon. So it's going to add a negligible amount of carbs. But as you can see, it got really nice and thick. So I added that in and let that thicken for a while, just kind of at a light simmer. And then I added in some heavy whipping cream and then a nice big handful of cheddar cheese and let that all just incorporate, and that looks delicious. I added no seasoning to this because the ham is salted and seasoned enough that it really doesn't need any extra flavor to it. The kids are going to... I initially planned on having biscuits with this, like cheesy drop biscuits. And I got busy making a quiche, which is in the oven. And I'll post that recipe in the links in the show notes because it is good enough that I wrote it down on a recipe card. That tells you that it's good, that it's going to make it into my recipe box. And I have been craving it, so I am making it while I had the broccoli and ham out. So anyway, I was busy doing that and decided I was not going to make biscuits. Did not have the time or the mental wherewithal to go ahead and mix those up. So we just got that bread from the food pantry yesterday, and I was like, hey, let's just go ahead and make some really quick garlic bread. So I melted some butter, brushed it onto the bread, sprinkled it with garlic powder, and then threw these under the broiler in the toaster oven for, I don't know, like a few minutes. Just enough to, some of them got a little bit more toasted than others. I wish they all looked like that, but we're ready to eat. So that is a quick and simple dinner for tonight. I'm not going to have a bread. Sometimes I will make myself some kind of keto biscuit or something like that, but I just don't feel like it tonight. I am completely fine with down in a big old bowl of that, and that's fine with me. So that is dinner for Thursday night. Days are running together. We'll see you tomorrow. Friday night at our house means pizza night. Sometimes that's homemade, sometimes that's store-bought, sometimes that's a cross between the two. It is almost never takeout because we live too far out for takeout to deliver to us. And I can make a whole lot of frozen pizzas for a lot less. So tonight I took here, let me grab it real quick, a Panera Asiago cheese bread, and I sliced it into 3 flat, well, 2 are flat, the other one's the top, see, and I just topped those. So there's a Hawaiian with ham and pineapple, a cheese, and I left these under the broiler just a smidge too long, I always do that, and a pepperoni pizza. So That's for the kids. And then green beans, just a can of home canned grown green beans. And then I also have grapes that a sweet friend brought us earlier this week. For me, I don't really want the weight of pizza because most keto pizza crusts are very like dairy heavy and very just heavy. And that's just still not where I'm at right now. It sounds amazing. Pizza just sounds delicious right now, but it's just not happening. So I had a small pack of chicken wings, like 10 wings, right? No, 5 wings. Right? Yeah, because then you split them and it would be 10. Okay, so like 5 whole wings, split 10 wings. And so I pulled that out and thawed it and threw it in the air fryer, if you can hear it running in the background. And I'm going to do that and some green beans and call it good. Tonight is also the one night a week that we do dessert for sure. Usually 1 or 2 other nights in the week, I will pull out something small like a couple pieces of chocolate or a couple of small cookies. A couple pieces of candy, something like that for the kids. But for sure, Friday night is the night that we do dessert. And this week we have the cotton candy from the food pantry. We've got some cookies. We've got chocolate. We've got those chocolate covered bananas. So it's going to be one of those weeks where I just pull out the dessert items, set them on the counter, and let the kids pick and choose whatever they want. So sometimes I make like a full-blown thing and make cookies or ice cream or whatever, but tonight, no, not so much. So that is Friday night's dinner. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Saturday night, and Saturday night I traditionally make a big meal, kind of what you would expect to have on like Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening, and I'll explain why here in a minute. So let's jump in and look at what we're having. We've got back here, I did 2 different meats because we have some of our house that likes chicken and some that doesn't, and some that likes pork and some that doesn't. So I went ahead and made 2. So this is chicken leg quarters from the food pantry. I did 2 with barbecue sauce on them, and then this one is the garlic aioli from Aldi. And I just wanted to do one of them because it was kind of an experiment to see what it did, like whether it browned or burned or how it tastes, that kind of thing. So I didn't want to do the whole pan and then go, ooh, that didn't work out very well. So we were doing a tester there. This is pork chops, and it was a half pork loin that we got from the food pantry a while back, and I cut it, and part of it I made into pulled pork, and then the rest I did this big package of pork chops, just thin ones. And then I just literally Googled baked pork chop recipe, and the first one that came up, because you know that means it has good reviews, I pulled that one up. I used the rub that it had. I did not use the bake time and temperature. I just baked them until they were done. So if they're good, I will post that recipe. If they aren't, then I won't. With that, we have mashed sweet potatoes that we got from the food pantry. Green beans, these are our fresh green beans that we grow every year, and I freeze them, and then we slowly eat on them, but here lately they have been really good, so I've been making them a lot. So those I just steamed until they were done, drained the liquid off, and then sauteed them a little bit with some garlic powder and minced garlic, because you can't have too much garlic. And then a decent sized head of broccoli, and then I just made like a really simple cheese sauce with some shredded cheese, cream cheese, Parmesan cheese, because can't have too much cheese either, and some milk in it. And then I also do a squirt of yellow mustard, just plain old yellow mustard. And I know that one probably sounds weird, but it just gives it kind of takes the richness off of the cheese, so it's not quite so overwhelming, and gives it that little bit of acidic. So that is dinner for Saturday night. If you are new here, that is the end of my week of meals. On Sunday, when we get home from church, part of the reason why I make a big meal on Saturday is I will pull out all of the leftovers from this week. And there actually aren't a whole lot, because I did a bunch of like small conveniency, just enough for dinner meals. So that's why I went kind of gung-ho with the meats and the sides tonight. So home from church, I will pull out all of the leftovers and let the kids pick and choose whatever they want for lunch. We'll warm up individual plates in the toaster oven and everybody's happy. Or at least sometimes everybody's happy. Then on Sunday dinner, I pull out, think of charcuterie board things. Crackers, cheese, dried fruits, dried meats, like cured meats, goat cheese, graham crackers. Usually I pull out some kind of like chocolate. Those chocolate bars that we got the other day would be a good one, or like the gummies, those kind of things. And let the kids, once again, pick and choose their plates. And for that meal, I even pull out paper plates so that I have less to wash. We really try to honor the Sabbath by not working. So for us, that looks like we don't cook or clean or do laundry. We get ready for church and go to church, which is work enough trying to get 5 kids to church by myself. But then when we get home, we rest for the rest of the day. We'll watch movies, we'll play board games. Sometimes we'll take a walk during the warmer months, or a bike ride on the road. We just really kind of chill for the day. And then in the evening, I also have 1 to 3 of my kids will go to youth group, depending on what they want to do. So it just makes for a nice, relaxing day and kind of recharges us for ready to start a new week on Monday. So all right, that is everything. I will make sure to post all of the relevant recipes in the show notes. And yeah, let me know what was your favorite meal or item that I fixed this week. What if you could come to my house and eat at my table, what meal would you want to eat with me? Because I wish I could invite each and every one of you here. Y'all have become family and friends for sure. So I hope you guys have a great day. Goodbye and God bless.